quite an impressive resume. We're fortunate to have you join the state government again. Thank you. To follow up on Senator McDonald's issues on interoperable communication, do you envision as you take this approach, you did indicate that this will now begin to take your attention and you will develop and explain to us how you're going to solve the issues moving forward. Do you envision, though, that you would include regional representation in any discourse and allow for some public input too in that process?
Absolutely. I've already met with the statewide dispatchers, the public safety answering point representatives. I met with them about 6 weeks ago. I think it's critical that they have input in everything we're doing on communications, because communications is local. We need to have statewide capability, but we need to have good local communications as well. And we can't afford to have the dead spots. We can't afford to have the inability for departments not to be able to talk with one another.
Do you envision that this is something you're going to do yourself, or maybe in a team perspective, that you yourself will be involved in looking at this issue and addressing it?
As my staff has gotten to learn, I'm very techy. I like getting into the weeds on communications, because without adequate communications, response fails. And the ability to manage disasters fails. So I will be overseeing some of it personally. I've got some great technical people, both in the Office of Interoperable Communications, in our technical shop, and I will be shepherding this as it goes forward, because I want to be able to move throughout the state and talk to anybody and anybody that I need to around the state, including talking back to my office.
Do you anticipate that this may require additional funding at some point in time too?
With
to address the issue?
With the wireless surcharge money that we're already using, I think there's adequate funding right now to get done what we need to do. One of the requirements I put on the interoperable grant money is all radios purchased have to have two things: federal interoperable channels and state interoperable channels. That way there's a seamless transition around the state on these kinds of frequencies during major incidents.
The other aspect on wireless financing, many of us as members are concerned that some of that money that is supposed to be shared with the local governments, because they're experiencing issues too, is not being put to that use. So I would ask that we re-examine that and try to honor that commitment that was made under the original intent of legislation, so that all that money is just put here to state coffers. Would you look at that?
We did get the grants out at the end of last year. We are getting the money prepared for this year's grants, but I would be happy to talk with you more, and I will follow up with you.
Sure, it's beyond the grants, it's actually the allocation, but we can follow up on that too. One last thing, Mr. Chairman, I thank you for the indulgence here. The chair is going to visit the Homeland Security Training Center, which is in my district, and I would hope that we could have you visit also, and that you would sustain that commitment, hopefully enhance it, because I believe that training is so important and significant as you develop policies to protect the state and our nation.
I want to see that training facility becoming the nation's preeminent facility. We've made as you know, the governor's made a commitment to it. The legislature has made a commitment to it. I know you and the senator will be out there tomorrow. Unfortunately, I could not, but I will be there soon. It is moving forward. Jim Clark, who's overseeing that, is keeping me apprised of everything going on there. I want to make sure that when we hire a director, we do a nationwide search to get the best possible person, to have the best possible program, so that becomes the facility for first responders in the state and in the nation.
And thank you for your service, and look forward to working with you.